Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Turner. Before I drop the intro and before we talk about the state of the WWE, there's a lot of things that I want to get off my chest regarding the state of the WWE, where we see things and just things that are personally bothering me right now and why I'm not really watching as much as I should. We're going to talk about that after this intro. Let's get to work.
Welcome to... You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover. What is your name? With your host, Jordan Turner, who's always going to keep it real.
Come on, King.
Inside and outside the ring.
Let me make myself clear.
He's got the fans behind him, King.
It's time to take over, King.
Are you ready?
He's all fired up now, King. The takeover.
Let's go.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. If you guys enjoy WWE content on the Wrestling Takeover, be sure to subscribe to the official podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify. Please rate the podcast 5 stars, and please leave a short review in the comments below and let me know what you guys think about the podcast and the episode. If you guys have a YouTube, man, I know y'all do. You want to subscribe to the official YouTube channel. Subscribe, youtube.com/JTTakeover. Turn on all notifications so you guys don't miss any upcoming videos, discussions, all that. Also, comment as well, too. I want to look at those comments. If you guys enjoy what you hear, let me know. If you don't, also, too, let me know. Let me know what type of discussions you guys want me to talk about in and around the world of WWE, and I'll get to them. I want to be interactive. I want to start being interactive more with you guys. So, and I'm only talking to those who actually listen to my podcast and actually love what I bring to the table. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Jordan Turner, and this is my podcast. This is the Wrestling Takeover podcast. I bring a lot of great, opinions. I bring creativity. This is the most honest, the most truthful, and I want this to be the most respected wrestling podcast in the community. I'm going to take a couple minutes, if you guys do not mind, because like I said earlier, there's some things that I want to get off my chest. I love WWE. I'm a fan of WWE. I am always going to be honest about the WWE product. That is never going to change. I give my opinion. If it's on Instagram, you guys want to follow me on Instagram at the Wrestling Takeover. If that's on Twitter at JT Takeover, if you guys want to go and follow. I always give my opinion on the WWE product, the good, the bad. I give my opinion and I keep it moving. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's just pro wrestling. It's not that serious. All right. It's not going to affect our day. It's not going to affect our lives, and it's just pro wrestling at the end of the day. But we live in a time where wrestling fans and people like myself who have a platform, who have a podcast, we give our opinion, and people in the business look down upon it. They make fun of us. It's the whole 9 yard, right? If nobody's talking about you, then that's a problem. If nobody's tweeting about your show and making videos, that's a problem. I love WWE. I always have, I always will. The product right now for me personally is not all that engaging. There's a lot of topics here that I am really going to go in on when it comes to WWE. And I want everybody to know that you want the real talk. If you want somebody who is going to be just honest with their opinions, not bullshit, none of that. You know, I want to keep the peace. I want to keep it real, but also keep it respectful. That's the thing that I really want to be, you know, known for. I've always been known for that, but I really want to, you know, run it home as I'm getting new followers and new listeners. A peace and blessings to each and every one of y'all who do that. I appreciate y'all very, very much. I want to, you know, keep it real, but keep it respectful, because there's no reason to get all, you know, in my feelings or, you know, in your guys' feelings about, you know, things you like, things you don't like about the WWE product. Like, we'll voice our opinion and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's pro wrestling. You're either going to watch it or you're not. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But what I really want to, like, really run on home is people in the business, you know, the pro wrestlers, you know, with any comic book, you know, movie, TV shows, music, anything, right? You're in just anything in life. You're always going to have people who give their opinion on either the movie, the TV show, the music, the food, the video games, the art, whatever. And they give their opinion. I have never seen an industry, a business, talk down to their fan base so much like professional wrestling. People in the business, y'all respectfully got to understand that we love AEW, we love TNA, we love WWE, and we want, you know, you all to do very well. But there's times where the product is not good, and we have a social media platform. Lucky for me, I have my own platform, my podcast. But I have Twitter, I have Instagram, I have TikTok, I have Threads. I can voice my displeasure. I can voice my opinion. Now, the difference between me and maybe some other people in the community is I keep it respectful. You feel me? I'm not attacking any pro wrestlers. I've been saying that since day one. You know what I mean? And I just don't find it so serious to where I'm going to get angry and I'm going to yell and I'm going to scream. That's not going to get me very far. I want to be in the business. I want to be in the business. I want to be around the business. You know, I want to be around it. You know what I mean? That's the thing that I really want to do. I want to build this empire, this podcast empire. And it's not about, I want to make it number one and this and that, but I'm not really about that. I really want to make it well known and well respected by other content creators, by other podcasters, and by fans in general. That, like, you know what? I listen to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Jordan knows what he's talking about. He's very intellect. He's very creative. He's very honest with his opinions. And I live by that. I live by that. I want more listeners. I want more wrestling fans to listen to this podcast. I know there's more people that watch WWE more than AEW and TNA. That's why I specifically am sticking to WWE, because there's just more of an audience for it. So I just wanted to I took a long time, but it's my show. I could do what I want. I wanted to take a couple minutes, man, and to really just run home that you could still voice your opinion. Just don't go crazy, and just understand that it's pro wrestling at the end of the day. You're going to sleep well at night. It's not that serious. Okay? Any other content creator, podcaster out there, shout out to you guys. You guys are doing your thing. Respect. You know, and I want this, you know, platform to be peaceful and respectful and honest and creative. You know what I mean? And just know that at the end of the day, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be true to myself. I'm going to be true to y'all. And I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. The content will flow. The creative will flow. The honesty ain't shifted. I'm always do me. I love pro wrestling. I love WWE, AEW, TNA. I love all that. I want them to be successful. But you're not going to tell me not to voice my opinion. Respectfully, that ain't happening. You understand? That ain't happening. Not going down like that. I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to post it on social media. I'm going to, go a little bit more in depth on my podcast, on my show, and then I'm going to keep it moving. All right, let's get into the state of the WWE. Thank you guys so much for listening to all that. I needed to get that, off my chest. But there's other things that I want to get off my chest. The state of the WWE, man. WWE right now is rocky, is shifty. And what happened last night on Monday Night Raw, I need to really talk about. I really need to go in depth about. And like I said, I don't take personal jabs at pro wrestlers. I just comment on what I see. Things I like, things I don't like. And we need to get into this. So CM Punk will be fighting for the World Heavyweight title. Who is his opponent going to be? It's going to be Yeet. It's going to be Jey Uso. It's going to be Jey Uso. And a lot of people, understandably so, are upset with the way this was handled and the way this was done. If you are a Jey Uso fan, that's great. That's fantastic. Bless your heart. That's cool. But for me, I'm not a big Jey Uso fan. I'm just not. All right? I'm just not. And I don't get the hype for Jey Uso. I'm happy for his success. I really, really am. But I'm really starting to think, after last night, I want to give WWE the benefit of the doubt in terms of they have a plan, they have an idea. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb right now. I'm going to say that Jey Uso is not winning the World Heavyweight title. That championship is going right to CM Punk. We'll see it Saturday night's main event. It's going to be real interesting. But just because I'm not a fan of Jey Uso and what he brings to the table, I can understand that he has his fan base. I'm with that. I'm with that for sure. But what you not going to do, WWE and other wrestling fans, what y'all not going to do is deter people from speaking their mind about Jey Uso. If people aren't a fan of Jey Uso, they're not a fan of Jey Uso. And that's okay. You see, we give constructive criticism over here. We don't just go out and just speak. No, we have substance on this show. You know what I mean? We have substance on this show. At the end of the day, like I said, it's not that serious. It's just pro wrestling. Yes, true. But in the moment, we are entitled to feel how we feel. And I am not a fan of Jey Uso. I am not a fan of Jey Uso. I get the hype. I love it. Great. Bless him. But from me to you, I'm not a fan. This is not the biggest match that they could do. Now, I'm starting to really think the favoritism of Jey Uso. I'm starting to really think that WWE really wants to tell the audience, and this is WWE's problem, and I know a lot of people have been pointing it out last night. I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth. I commented on it. I tweeted about it last night, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into it right now. I think there is an agenda for Jey Uso. I do think that WWE really wants to push Jey Uso into the main event scene and make him a real superstar in the singles ranks, in the singles level. We have not gotten the Usos as a tag team in years. They are really wanting to push Jey Uso into the singles realm. And that's fine. That's cool. It is what it is. It's happening. We all have to deal with it. We can voice our opinion. At the end of the day, I don't think it's going to change. Now, did you guys see what Jimmy Uso was looking like last night? That nigga looked mad as hell. He looked mad as hell because Jey Uso, this championship, is getting to his head. This is on some Roman Reigns, narcissistic, egotistical type of attitude, type of persona, type of character. We're seeing a different level of Jey Uso. And you know what? Actually, I like what we're getting. You know, I'm not fully negative on somebody and then I'm not going to give them their flowers. No. See, I'm clear-minded. The thing that's going on with Jey Uso, I am really intrigued to what's going on. He eliminated his twin brother last night. That's like me eliminating my twin brother in the Battle Royal. And my twin brother looking at me like, nigga, what the fuck is you doing? That's the vibe. That's the aura that I got from Jimmy Uso looking at Jey Uso. Like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Is you straight? What's wrong with you? And Jimmy Uso was talking about Jey Uso a while ago, saying to him, like, yo, you starting to sound and act like Roman Reigns. Nigga, that wasn't just in the promo. No, that is specifically done by design, done on purpose. Jey Uso was starting to act and present himself like Roman Reigns. This story is getting really interesting. It really is getting interesting. And I'm interested to see where it's going to go. But I'm telling you right now, if CM Punk does not win the World Heavyweight Championship, because I don't want no disqualification, Triple H. I'm going to get into it right now because in my notes here that I'm looking at, I didn't put it in as a specific topic, as its own topic. I'm going to get into it right now. Triple H. Respectfully, you need to have a winner. I, as a fan, am getting tired of the non-finishes, no winner, disqualification, whatever it is. I personally, as a fan, I'm getting tired of it. You promoted this match. This is Jey Uso. This is CM Punk. Saturday night's main event for the championship. If I don't get a winner, it's just going to be another notch in your record of not finishing things, of not having a conclusive winner. You play it safe. Triple H does play it safe. And if you disagree with that, that's fine. But the proof is in the pudding. There's been countless times where he's started things and he dragged it out for far too long. The Bloodline story. Seth Rollins and CM Punk's story alone is getting dragged out. LA Knight. I'm going to get into LA Knight in a second. But LA Knight getting dragged out. The women's, stories with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, it was dragged out. Rey Mysterio and Dominic, when they were feuding, dragged out. I'm not saying anything that you guys already don't know. You guys know this. We need to get a conclusive winner, and it better be CM Punk. It better be CM Punk. Now, what's interesting is this. I'll finish this specific topic by saying this. I could see Jimmy Uso coming in and costing his brother the World Heavyweight Championship. That is something that people in the community, in the wrestling space, y'all got to start bringing that up. That is something that definitely can go down. Jimmy Uso can cost his twin brother the World Heavyweight Championship. If I'm not winning it, you ain't winning it. Think about that. Let's move on to LA Knight. This is something that I've been mulling over. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about. I'm seeing it everywhere. Everywhere within the community. I want to start off by saying this. I want to give Triple H And the WWE, I want to give them a pass. And I want to say that WWE has LA Knight in their best interest at heart. I really want to say that, and I really want to feel that way. But I'm going to tell you right now, I do not feel that way. I genuinely believe in my heart. I feel like Triple H is not a fan of LA Knight. I feel like Triple H is not a fan of a lot of people. Let's just say that right now. He has his favorites. I told you guys that. He does have his favorites. Anybody that was in his, or that would be in his position, would have favorites. Let's not lie now. Let's not lie now. We would all have our own little favorites that we would just continuously give opportunities to. Jey Uso is one of those people. He loves Jey Uso. He wants to continue to give him more and opportunities. And that's cool. But you're leaving somebody like LA Knight, who's extremely over, who's extremely popular with the fan base, good on the microphone, great look, great presence, good in the ring. He's amicable in the ring. He's better than Jey Uso in the ring. Okay? He's better than Jey Uso in the ring. What is LA Knight missing, Triple H, that Jey Uso has? The crowd? LA Knight has the crowd. Oh, that's right. The family pedigree. LA Knight don't got that. Favoritism. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be reacting to a TikTok of somebody commenting on Samoan talent over actual black talent. This is something that I've seen on TikTok, and I want to respond to it, which I will in a little bit. Triple H is not a fan of LA Knight. I don't care what he says, respectfully. The way you have constantly been booking this man, you're not going to win the argument respectfully. People who feel the same way that Triple H feels, respectfully, you're not going to win the argument. Countless opportunities for LA Knight to win the world title. Win Money in the Bank last year or this year. He should have won it. He did not. There is something that LA Knight is missing to WWE's eyes. There's something, or there's multiple. I don't know what it is, but it's clear that there is something that LA Knight is missing. Or we could just simply put it, Triple H is not a fan of LA Knight. That's it. Period. Carmelo Hayes, he might not be a fan of Carmelo Hayes. Those are two individuals that I am constantly seeing within the wrestling space that people genuinely want to see on top and be in high profile matches and high situations and in championship matches and be champion. And we haven't gotten that. Something's going on with those guys specifically. I don't know what it is. My guess, Triple H is not a fan of Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight. Triple H has his favorites, and maybe Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight are not one of those people, and that sucks. I feel bad for LA Knight. WWE has a LA Knight problem. I don't know what they're waiting for. The problem, like I said with Triple H earlier, he waits way too long to pull the trigger on things. He waits way too long, and he drags stories out, far expanding their expiration date, far exceeding their expiration date. And then when we get it, it's like I don't care. For example, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. When are we going to get that? When are we going to get that? When is that going to happen? Because right now, for me, it's dragging a little too long and a little too much. The story, and I know it's coming though. That's the thing. We know Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes will be happening in the near future. The problem is, when is it going to happen? That's the question. The problem is it's been dragged on for so long. Randy Orton should have came out on SmackDown, attacked Cody Rhodes, and turned heel. But there are people now who are saying that Cody Rhodes should turn heel. And I completely agree. I'm going to be completely transparent. Nigga, I'm just going to be real with y'all. Cody Rhodes' championship run is boring. I'll put it like this. I'm a fan of Cody Rhodes, but I'm not at the same time. He's one of the biggest baby faces in the company. It's him, Roman Reigns, and Rhea Ripley. Great. I love Cody Rhodes. I do. But I am not a fan of his championship run right now. It's really, really boring. The bland babyface persona is very boring. He knows it. People know it. People are speaking up about it a little bit more often. It's in the air. Everybody knows it. I am not liking his championship reign. It's boring. It was boring before. It's boring now. Now, I've always said it's not his fault. It's the creative's fault. They have nothing for him, but they have a big story in the pipeline with Randy Orton. When are they going to pull the trigger? When are they going to pull it? They need to pull it soon. Saturday night's main event. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, World Heavyweight Championship or WWE Championship. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? People are pulling for Drew McIntyre to win the championship. I am. I think we need to change the scenery. Cody Rhodes has been a boring champion. We need something different. Randy Orton coming, costing Cody Rhodes, turning heel in the process. We need to get something with Cody Rhodes because right now with this shit, I'm not interested in it at all. Respectfully, that's my piece on that. Let's move on to AJ Styles. You know, he won the tag team titles and with Dragon Lee. I love Dragon Lee. I'm not laughing at Dragon Lee. I'm laughing at the position where we're at right now with it. So it's crazy. You look at AJ Styles, and AJ Styles is definitely going to retire in 2026. I think a lot of people might start to retire in 2026. I am just going to bring these names up. I'm curious to know how y'all feel about it. Now, AJ Styles is one of them. He will retire. I'll get to AJ Styles in a second. But Chris Jericho, I think he's coming back to the WWE. He will return home, and I think he's going to retire in 2026. I think Becky Lynch is going to retire in 2026. If not retire, really reduce her run in WWE. Something tells me that Roman Reigns is going to either retire or permanently leave WWE for the time being and go to Hollywood. One of those two are happening. John Cena, obviously this year, will retire. I think Randy Orton really should consider retiring in the near future. Might not be 2026. Might be 2027, 2028, whatever. But I think he's done everything that he can in WWE. And WWE has miscast Randy Orton. WWE, honestly, let's be real. WWE has mistreated Randy Orton. Why? I have no idea. I have no clue. But Becky Lynch, listen, again, I have no merit. I'm just speaking. I'm just talking. But the way these people are being presented on television, the way they're being booked. It just gives me, all right, I'm going to retire soon type of vibe. AJ Styles is retiring next year. Chris Jericho, I believe, will be retiring next year. Becky Lynch, something tells me that Becky Lynch, and I have been saying this for months, so this isn't just out of thin air for me. If you guys are new to the podcast, maybe it is, but I have been saying 2026 might be it for Becky Lynch. And Roman Reigns, I feel like, is going to retire really soon. Maybe not 2026, but somewhere down the line, I feel like he's going to retire in the near future. This brings my point to AJ Styles. He's the tag team champion with Dragon Lee. It's great. That's great. WWE has really misused and misrepresented AJ Styles. They really have. And the conspiracy theory in me is really starting to wonder if Triple H is even a fan of AJ Styles. Was he a fan of AJ Styles? Was he a fan of AJ Styles in the first place? In the first place. You get me? And maybe he just doesn't see AJ Styles the way that we see AJ Styles. You know? That might be the case. That might be the case. But I wish AJ Styles could have done a little bit more in WWE, just selfishly. I feel like, I just wish he really could have done more in WWE in terms of feeling like a big deal, being represented like a big deal. And this is a fan in me just coming out right now. That's all it is. But Dragon Lee and AJ Styles are tag team champions. I don't care about that. I really don't. AJ Styles, I feel, is going to have a retirement tour. They've done John Cena no disservice with this retirement tour. I completely dislike the way it's been handled. Fuck WWE for that. Genuinely, it pisses me off because I'm a John Cena fan, and the way he's been handled, I do not like that at all. Hopefully they rectify it with AJ Styles and other people, but the way they handled it with John Cena is unacceptable. If I'm AJ Styles and if I'm the WWE creative team and I pitch ideas on this podcast, that's what I do. I do it better than anybody in the community. Respectfully. I'm just confident in my abilities. That's it. No shade, no disrespect. I'm just confident in my abilities, man. Let's give AJ Styles the similar last run that Ric Flair got. Ric Flair, old Yeller, right? Lay him out in the woodshed. Boom, boom, boom. That's the storyline we got with Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair heading into WrestleMania 24. I feel like we need to get the same thing with AJ Styles. Now, the thing is, who would be that person? I am just throwing this name out. I might be wrong. I'm only throwing this guy's name out because it actually makes sense. He has history with him. And too sweet. You feel me? Too sweet. Finn Balor. I would book Finn Balor versus AJ Styles next year because I don't think he's going to make it to WrestleMania 42. I don't. WrestleMania 43. I don't think AJ Styles is going to make it to WrestleMania 43. Maybe he does. Great. If he does, I would book that match with Finn Balor at WrestleMania 43. If he does not, I think in general Finn Balor should be the last opponent for AJ Styles. Finn Balor should be the last opponent for AJ Styles. Go out with a bang. That's just me. That's my storyline. That's my idea. Old Yeller, similar to Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, do it with Finn Balor and AJ Styles. Let me know what y'all think about that idea, man. I'm curious on how y'all feel about that. Let's get into. So, like I said, Dragunov, he won the U.S. title. But some people, they were not happy. And it's not that they don't like Dragunov. Some people might not. Actually, I don't know. But it's just the Carmelo Hayes thing that people are coming out saying that Triple H doesn't like Carmelo Hayes, that Triple H favors other people other than Carmelo Hayes. I don't know that. I gave my opinion on, why Triple H might not be a fan of Melo or whatever, right? And I gave my 2 cents on that. If you guys want to go listen to that video, please do. It's doing great numbers. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for that. Thank you. But let me know regarding, your thoughts on that. I'm curious to know how you guys honestly feel about that. But Dragunov won the title, and people are upset, and people want Carmelo Hayes to get that opportunity. You know what I mean? And he just hasn't. Now, somebody on social media, on TikTok, said WWE pushes Samoan talent over actual black wrestlers. I am going to be responding to this on TikTok. So let's
I've always had this theory that
let's get into it right now.
WWE pushes the Samoan talent over the black talent so that way they can feel like they're pushing black talent. Hear me out. Jey Uso is a prime example. Matter of fact, the Usos is a prime example. They come out, they dress like they from the hood. They got the gold, the drip and all that, the shoes and all that stuff. They talk how they talk, like as if they're black, but they're Samoan. So WWE looks at it like, okay, boom. People want to see the black talent get pushed, but if we push the Usos or any Samoan wrestler the way that people want the black wrestlers to be pushed, it's cool. It's not cool, bro. It's not. You got people like Bob.
I'm going to say this right now. It's not cool. As a black man, I'm not cool with it, but it is what it is. It's like when Jacob Fatu, he was rapping. I'm going to say it because it's my platform. Say what I want. He said nigga in his song. I didn't have a problem with it. Jacob Fatu explained why. It is what it is, man. It really is. But this, in terms of pushing Samoan wrestlers over black wrestlers, I have a problem with that. But, it's real thick, man, these type of conversations. But let's be real, these type of conversations need to be had. And if no one's going to have them, I'm going to have them on my show. And I'm going to respond to them. Let's see what else he had to say.
Montez Ford, who could have got pushed at a point in time, who should have been the champion.
Montez Ford. This is somebody, I said it in the Carmelo Hayes video. Montez Ford should definitely be somebody who gets pushed into the main event scene, gets pushed on top, and the homie hasn't done it. And I don't know what WWE is waiting for. Like I said, these conspiracy theories, man, and I don't think Triple H is ever going to escape these allegations for real. It's not that he might not be a fan of black wrestlers or black talent, because that's cap. We know he is. It's just that he picks and chooses, though. And I don't know. It's just a sticky situation.
And by now, you got people like Carmelo Hayes, who people want to see get pushed. You had people like Shelton Benjamin, who had potential to be a main event star if they would have pushed him the right way and gave him the chance to talk on the mic and get better. But instead, they relied on the Samoan. You need me to believe that Jey Uso is literally better than Carmelo Hayes in that ring?
Jey Uso is not better than Carmelo Hayes. We all know this.
Or on the mic? No, he's not. You need me to believe that Jey Uso is better than Montez Ford in the ring?
No. Jey Uso was not better than Montez Ford.
Or on that mic? Hell.
On the mic, Jey Uso can spit. But Montez Ford can spit too on the mic.
Hell no. 2023 Montez Ford showed us that he could be a main event star. He could be a...
Absolutely. And WWE, they don't want to capitalize on him. Shame on Triple H, man. And this is why these allegations be talked about. These are why these allegations be brought up. Shame on WWE for really not capitalizing on Montez Ford, man. This is why I'm saying these people pick and choose on who they want to push and who they don't want to push. That's some real talk.
Mid-card champion, a main event champion, but WWE said, it's not happening. We're going to keep you in that tag team division because we only see you as a tag team wrestler and not a single star or a main event talent or a mid-card talent. Jey Uso got popular off the Yeet chants. And with him getting popular off the Yeet chants, WWE took that and ran with it because of the fact that he can make fans say yeet. Instead of taking somebody that's like Montez Ford or Carmelo Hayes, who's good in the ring, good on the mic, great character work, and be like, nah, I don't see the potential in him. I don't see him as a main event talent. But Jey Uso, definitely. He can make people say yeet. But when he gets in that ring, he gets gas in 2 minutes. What are we talking about? Now, don't get me wrong. Jey Uso in the tag team, Jimmy Uso in the tag team,
That's what we need to see. I don't want to see this Jey Uso stuff in the singles ranks, man. I'm tired of it. I really am. Respectfully, I'm tired of it. Jimmy Uso, we haven't seen it, so let's see where that goes. I don't want to discredit that dude because I want to see where it goes if that is possible. But if it's not possible, the Usos need to get back together. And I'll say it like this, respectfully, the Usos are definitely top 3 best tag teams in WWE history. No cap. They definitely are. They're one of mine for sure. Definitely top 3. Let's continue.
great. They're great talents in the tag team. But there's no way in hell that Jey Uso is better than Montez Ford or Carmelo Hayes. And WWE thought about, we're going to push Jey Uso. The black talent won't get mad. The fan base for the black wrestlers won't get mad. But instead, it backfired on them. And they just trying to act like they don't see the backlash. Because of the fact that they pushed Samoan wrestlers over the black talent. And that we're supposed to be satisfied because of the way Jey Uso carries himself and the way his character is when it comes down to dressing up, talking how he talk, having the drip and all that. He's Samoan, not black. You literally have potential to push new black talent right now.
That's where I'm gonna get to it, and then I'm gonna keep it pushing with a new topic. Listen, the Usos are not black. I'm sorry to tell you, they're not. Number one. Number two. You got black talent: Carmelo Hayes, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, Oba Femi, Javon Evans. You feel me? But like the way I'm talking, the way I'm speaking with my slang and shit. They don't like the way we talk like that. They don't. They don't like the way we speak like that. They don't like the way we have that confidence in our voice when we speak. You get me? Like, you gonna feel me. You know what I mean? They don't like that. They don't like that. Javon Evans, I seen Javon Evans bring up something talking about how WWE people backstage don't like the way he talks. Why not? Why not? It is what it is. But yes, there have been more people really speaking up about the black Samoan thing. Listen, this is where I stand on it. I get why people are frustrated. I genuinely understand, and I get what y'all feeling. It is frustrating. At the same time, the people are going to bring up that, or they're not going to bring up that a lot of the Samoans do have black families. A lot of the Samoans do hang out with black people. I know some of them. You feel me? I know some of them. And I'm okay with what they say, with what they do. It is what it is. I love the way Jacob Fatu explained it on The Breakfast Club. Y'all should tap into it. Tap it in or type it in and go take a listen. He explained it, you know what I mean, and in a very eloquent way. But it's just, these allegations are never going to leave Triple H. WWE, I feel like, has a lot of great black talent. The problem is they just don't trust him. And if you say they do, they don't. They don't trust him. And it is what it is. It's incredibly frustrating, but I think it's something that it is what it is, man. That's my thoughts on this specific topic. But let me know how y'all feeling about it in the comments down below. I know it's going to get real feisty, but let me know how y'all feel about it for real. I'm very curious to know how you guys feel about it. Let's move on. Let's talk about Austin Theory. This is real interesting, and I'm going to really be vocal about this one. So there are still voices within WWE pushing to keep Austin Theory involved in creative plans, even after the recent shuffling caused by Seth Rollins' injury. The idea of Theory joining the Vision was at least discussed, and he still has internal support moving forward to reappear on WWE TV in a significant manner. I don't give a fuck what people say about Austin Theory. I really don't. The dude is really talented, good-looking dude, good on the mic, great in the ring. This guy can be a face of a company, for real. Like, he has everything. He has everything you're looking for. He has everything that you would want in a pro wrestler. I don't understand, and this is not a black wrestler, I don't understand. I said that because people are probably going to be thinking, oh, all you want to do is protect pro black. Nah, nigga. All I want is great wrestlers and WWE building for the future. Austin Theory is one of those future guys that they need to push. I don't know what the fuck Austin Theory is missing, just like LA Knight. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. What is Austin Theory missing? Good on the mic. Good in the ring. Has the look. Carries himself like a top guy. Austin Theory definitely needs to be in creative plans. And Austin Theory being in the vision actually needs to be front and center. Let me tell y'all something. Right now. Paul Heyman, if you're listening, you're not listening, but if somebody is listening out there on WWE, the vision, its main blueprint, objective, needs to be building for the future. That's what the vision needs to be. The name, the vision, building for the future. Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. You could put a female in there. Like a Jade Cargill. Put a new face in there. A new woman superstar coming up in the ranks. Not someone that's already established. So maybe somebody from NXT. Right? Or put in Jade Cargill in that group. Put a new superstar in there with Bronson Reed, Carmelo Hayes, a Braun Breaker. Like I said, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, to me, they're the same. One is not better than the other. Point blank period, but WWE wants to make it seem like that. And that's fucked up. Respectfully, that's fucked up. Braun Breaker is not above Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is not above Braun Breaker. They're both the same. They're both big-time players, and they both need to be built for the future. The vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Obafemi, Carmelo Hayes, and a female. It's perfect. It's perfect. The vision you're building for the future. That's my rant, by the way. That's my little rant that I had there. I don't know, man. It's interesting, man. It really, really is interesting. And they need to build the vision with the vision and build for the future. Because I'm getting tired of what WWE's doing. I'm getting sick of it. You know what I mean? They're not building for the future. They're not building, for new people. I mean, they are, but they're not at the same time, if that makes any sense. Like, they are, but they're being real selective with it. And I'm not okay with that. But it is what it is. Austin Theory, whether people like him or not, he needs to be a part of the future. He needs to be one of the pillars. And I feel like they need to add a female to the group. Carmelo Hayes, Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and a female. Who that female was, Jade Cargill, somebody new that they could establish. That's my piece on the Austin Theory thing. That's it, you guys. That is it. That's all I got for y'all today. Oh, wait. No, I don't. I got one more thing, and then I'm going to get out of here. This is coming from WRKD Wrestling. Take them with a grain of salt. That's the source that's coming from. But Wrestle Hoops, who's very good on social media, they put out a post. Call-ups from NXT to SmackDown are reportedly expected to take place sooner rather than later. This is to fill some of the gaps left by recent injuries and to help refreshen up the product. Great. That's great. No, genuinely, like that's a good thing. Here's the problem. Do you have plans for these people? See, this is what I'm saying. And this is why WWE just be on some bullshit. You understand? This is why they be on some bullshit. You bring these people up, that's great. But do you have plans for them on the main roster? Storylines, character development. What's the plan? You can't just bring these people up and not have any plans for them. Triple H, you're guilty of that. You do that a lot. You got to cut that shit out, respectfully. You got to cut that out. If you're bringing people up, you need to have plans for them. You cannot be selective when you do it too. That's the shit I'm talking about. He picks and chooses who he wants to push and who he don't want to push. And no one's going to tell me otherwise. So if you're going to bring people up, I don't know who they are, but if you're going to bring them up, I'm guessing Obafemi and Jordan Grace are probably 1 and 2. Mariah May might be another one. But if you're bringing these people up, you need to have a plan for them. Obafemi, like I said, put him in the vision. Or Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and a female. That female could be Jordan Grace, maybe. Put them in the vision. It's perfect. You're building for the future. Mariah May, put her in the vision. If it's not Jordan Grace, put Mariah May. I'm just coming up with names. Roxanne Perez, put Roxanne Perez there. You need a female presence. I think Roxanne would fit perfectly. Jordan Grace would fit perfectly. Mariah May would fit perfectly. I mean, you don't get any better than that, man. But let me know how y'all feeling about it. Let me know how y'all rocking with it. But I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. This is the #1 most creative and honest podcast in the wrestling space. We keep it real, but we keep it respectful. Always. Best believe that. I appreciate y'all kicking it with me, man. Thank you guys so much. Bless each and every one of y'all, man. Again, spread the word of the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Do me a solid and spread that motherfucking word, man. Word of mouth goes a long way. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/JT Takeover. I know there's a lot of wrestling fans out there. I know there's a lot of WWE fans out there. Tap into the Wrestling Takeover podcast. You're going to hear the best wrestling talk, honest, creative, being himself, giving it to you guys the way y'all deserve it, and as being truthful. I appreciate y'all. Love you guys. Thank y'all for kicking it with me.